Hey, what's up, Facebook folks? It's your old pal Schmucker live in my living room with my friend Aaron Lindsey. What's up, man?
How you doing, Josh?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Did you get a nice nap earlier?
I did.
That was why we moved it back. No, I'm totally kidding. I had to pick up Keith Reinhold at the airport in South Bend. And that's an interesting place. Seems like I've been there a lot here lately, but I was sitting there waiting for Keith to come up. These alarms started going off, and it says, please move, evacuate to the nearest stairwell and the nearest exit. And all these alarms are going off at the airport, and nobody was moving. So I was like, wow, well, must not be too big of a deal. But anyways, today's video being made possible by the shop at 411 Argonne Road. Find and book on Facebook or theshopwarsaw.genbook.com. The shop where quality and convenience meet. You can also find the shop in the description as well as a link to Aaron's profile. So Aaron, man, tell us a little bit about you and your story.
Well, I was born in Huntington, Indiana. Moved to North Webster when I was young, 7 or 8 years old. Grew up on the lake, had some friends that farmed, so we kind of got the best of both worlds on the farm and on the lake. And grew up in the church and went to Syracuse Church of the Brethren and went to Wawasee schools, Wawasee High School. After high school, actually during high school, I was on the volunteer fire department and joined when I was 16 in North Webster, and really enjoyed that and stayed. Never really did anything as far as the addiction goes until later years. I was on the Cromwell Police Department for a few years, and then ended up getting married and moving to Indianapolis. And when I was 25, I had about 2,000 pounds of windows fall and crush my head in a semi-trailer. And that was when I was introduced to pain meds, Vicodin. So drinking never really was a problem for me. It was the painkillers. Man, they just increased and increased over time, and the following January, I ended up having to have brain surgery. They stumbled on a disease that I have. It's an incurable brain disease called Chiari malformation, and they did surgery 2 weeks after they found it, which the brain surgeon put me on more pain medication. I was on pretty high dosage of pain meds for 3 or 4 years straight, all doctor prescribed. Ended up leading to a divorce with the abuse of the pain meds, and moved back home to North Webster. Was taken off the pain meds by doctors, so I found them in the streets, which led to the abuse of methamphetamines, cocaine, heroin. The heroin it's an opiate as well, so same effect. A little bit cheaper, more readily available. And that came to an end on December 23rd of 2017. I finally gave up and went to treatment.
That's awesome, man. And I tell you, as somebody that struggled with, or still struggling with, some horrific back pain, it's pretty easy to think that you can almost kind of get rid of some of that pain with a little pill, and then keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And I could totally understand how that will come about. Yeah. But I appreciate you sharing that part. And switching topics here, what's your favorite band and your favorite song?
My favorite band. I wouldn't say I have a favorite band. I have a new favorite song every time a new song comes out. So once a month, maybe I get a new song that's my favorite. I listen to country music mostly, so pretty much anything country I like.
Yeah, I'm not a huge country fan, but there's a few that I like. Probably some older country, maybe some Johnny Cash. I really like
Sure.
Alabama.
Yeah,
But
a good band.
so, who or what would you say inspires and encourages you?
Man, my daughter Lauren. I've got a new grandson, so
Nice.
he obviously, I love him to death. He's awesome. But my parents, yeah, love my parents to death. They're great people, great Christian people.
Yeah, it's weird to sit here and think about you being a grandpa.
Yeah.
but
It
but
is-
you know,
it
I
is a
mean,
little
it's
weird still.
the older I get and the age group that I'm getting to, that's kind of starting to become more of a normality. But anyways, that kind of shows my age, and maybe the shirt shows my age too. My wife will probably yell at me because I got this shirt that she hasn't seen it yet, but it was $1 at Meijer the other day. So, hey, boo boo, how about $1? But anyway, this next one is really one that I wanted to talk to you with you about. And what is medicated assisted treatment?
Well, they put you on a medication to alleviate your cravings and they let your body adjust to getting sober without the withdrawals, without all the symptoms, the sicknesses. You come off of opiates and you get super sick. So I'm on the Suboxone. I was on the Subutex, same thing. It's just Suboxone has naloxone in it, the blocker for the opiates. But it's helped me greatly not have to crave and want any kind of opiates. So
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were going through the recovery coach training and we came to that part and there was an issue that had kind of popped up about the stigma around it, that it's like, well, you just went from one drug to another, but I don't think that was it at all. I mean, it's a different setting, and the approach, I think, is completely different, which kind of leads us to our next question. I mean, how do you feel we can get past the stigma that surrounds, like, the medicated assisted treatment? I mean, how do you think we could probably get past that?
Man, I don't think it ever will. Unless you're an addict and go through getting clean and get put on it, I think you're always going to have something against it, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably, it's so tough. I mean, until you actually go through it with a family member or yourself or see somebody struggling, I don't think you fully understand it. So, I mean, my suggestion out there to go kind of along with his is keep an open mind. More
Sure.
importantly than that, educate yourself. Before you go throwing somebody under the bus for how they're doing things, get some education about it. Learn about it, because you never know when a loved one of yours or you yourself might find yourself in a position where you need to know about it. So get educated. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with learning about it. That's why I do these videos, so that people can get educated and they know more about it, and they see the people that in the different kinds of stories and the different kinds of recovery paths and just all the different types of people that struggle in different areas of life. I mean,
Sure.
We're all fighting one battle or another. I mean, I really honestly think we are.
Absolutely.
And this one is another one that I was kind of interested in talking with you about. But does faith play a part in your day-to-day life and in your recovery?
Absolutely. I couldn't have gotten clean without God in my life. I pray several times a day. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't have done it without God.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, laying there, hospital bed, emergency room, trying to get off the booze, and I mean, I finally just had to pray, and I was like, that's it, I'm done, I've had enough. You think you can do it so much better, then it's all yours. Sure. I think that just letting go and letting the Lord take over, I mean, it's been a huge difference in my life, and I think in yours too.
Sure.
Since we've done that. This is the next one. Kind of what other struggles maybe have you worked through in your life besides the addiction and the 2,000 pounds of windows falling on your noggin?
Man, I've wrecked with the addiction. I've wrecked 14 or 15 vehicles in the 13 years of addiction. That's a lot of vehicles, and I'm still alive somehow. Obviously, God was watching out for me. But yeah, the car accidents and man, there's a bunch of them. So I would say that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah, you think about that, and most people will never have one crash in their life, let alone 13 or 14, but I think you're a walking miracle to be able to do that and sit here and be able to talk to us. And I feel pretty honored and privileged that you're sitting here on my couch, man. I'm not going to lie. I love it. This one is another one that kind of hits close to home here, but what is your favorite food to eat or cook from the grill?
I would say a big porterhouse steak.
How do you like it done?
Well. Yeah, it's got to be well done.
And of course, when you ask that question, we have to go into the other question: charcoal or gas?
Charcoal.
It's just got better flavor, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you get to, I don't know, there's just something about it. I used to be a gas guy, but then I started using charcoal, and I'm like, I don't think I could ever go back.
No, it tastes so much better. I mean, an occasional hamburger or whatever is on the gas grill. Do it up real quick, but
if somebody else is cooking and they're offering it up for free, by all means, invite me. I'll come to your cookout if you're using propane. But we'll show up and crash a party.
Yeah.
But what has recovery meant to you?
Man, it's everything. I've so much clear thinking, decision making. There's more to life than using drugs, than taking pills, partying. I'm going to be able to live longer. I don't know, it's just, it's totally different in a better way. You can't beat it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Especially when I think about the amount of people maybe that we can help that might be struggling with the same areas that we have, and the opportunities that God opens those doors for us to be able to help other people and to share our story. And I can tell you, it might seem like this is easy for him to sit down, or for me to sit down, or for anybody that does these videos to sit down and do them, but until you're actually here and answering the questions and you know people are watching, it's not as easy as what you think, is it?
No.
But I think, Aaron, you're doing great, man, and I appreciate it. The last question I got for you here, and then I'll let you go, but is there a piece of advice or a suggestion that you'd offer someone who is looking for treatment?
Man, if you get offered treatment, take it. Regardless if it's local, across the United States, California, Texas, Florida, do it. I was offered treatment several times and only took it the last time. Wish I would have taken it before, but I was fortunate enough to live through what I was doing to myself and make it to treatment. So if you get offered treatment, go. Get the help.
Yeah, and I'd probably second something on that is don't worry about the cost. Worry about the treatment and your life first before and then worry about the cost. I mean, if you can get yourself in the door, the cost will kind of take care of itself later. I think so many people, they see that cost. I mean, some of them are upwards of like $1,400 a day. And it is expensive, but so is a funeral. So I think the burden on your family of having a healthy you versus putting you 6 feet in the ground, I think they'd probably prefer paying for the treatment. But Aaron, man, I appreciate you sitting down with me today.
Thanks for having me.
And or should I say this evening, now that it's supper time?
Yeah.
The sun's getting ready to probably go down here in 2 hours with daylight saving time.
Sure.
I love it because it gets darker later, and when my back heals, I'll be able to play golf later. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. And these videos again this week are being made possible by the shop at 411 Argonne Road. Find and book on Facebook, or you can go to the shop warsaw.genbook.com. You can find the link in the description on the video. The shop where quality and convenience meet. Tomorrow we're going to be talking with Kara DeWalt. She is a DJ at WARU 1019 Rocks, otherwise known to most of you as Kara D. So I'm excited to sit down and talk with her live from Modocs and Wabash. That'll be tomorrow, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So reach out to this guy if you need anything. If you need to talk to somebody, you can always reach out to me, or you can always reach out to A Bridge to Hope. We are both recovery coaches through A Bridge to Hope, so we can help put you into a good treatment, sit down and talk with you, and help you come up with a plan. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow evening.